Hello people, welcome to a new video. This one is going to be my usual coverage of IRCC's data about Canadian immigration as of 18th of April. I've been holding this video because there were at least one mega draw of 7,000 invitations, and it was sometime back in Feb or March, I think first week, if not too late. And since then I've been waiting for that data to be released in the Open Data Initiative by IRCC. But I don't know what they smoke, and it's been almost 2 months they have been sleeping over it. So finally I decided to let go of this video based on whatever data is available as of today. So let's get into it very quickly. The first chart I have is about the total invitations issued as of now. In 2023 we can see that the parity between PNP, which is the provincial programs nomination program, or CEC, is 50-50 almost, and most of the invitations went into these two streams, with very small, like a small number going into Federal Skilled Workers Program here, FSW. So nothing unusual there. It's just the decline in the invitations. I don't really understand why all these agents and so-called consultants brag about with like huge invitations being issued. I think that's mainly marketing gimmick. So let's wait, maybe in next update in a month or so, when IRCC updates their data sets, I might have a better number to report. Second chart I have is about the most favorite destination by new immigrants, and we can see the trend continues. The Ontario, province of Ontario is the most favorite choice of new people arriving in Canada, followed by British Columbia, and then a small portion going to Alberta. Here we only see one change, which is that Nova Scotia gained some momentum, but to the most part the trend remains the same. Let's go to the the third slide, and here we can see that clearly, as I've been talking about in past, that the invitations, if you apply at a younger age for immigration, then you have the highest chance of being selected. And this is what we can see over the past 7 or 8 years, that people who are in an age bracket of 19 years to 29 years of age, they are the highest recipient of invitations, followed by people who are we can see here from 30 to 39 years of age. Now there's one thing, the Canadians, they don't release exact dates, so I highly doubt about this 39 years old people. So I think in my experience and opinion, as soon as you cross 33 years of age, then your chances start to reduce, whether it is Canadian immigration or Australia. Australia, by the way, is more rigid compared to Canadians. So past 33 is quite difficult, and as soon as you cross 35, then you almost have no chance of being invited, because there's a huge I should say number of candidates available in the pool who are younger to you and me. So if you have to start your immigration or plan for your kids, do it in an earlier age. Now with this we go to the CRS invited. So this is quite a colorful chart, but the point here is you have to focus on 3 colors only, which is purple, I think this is pink and purple, and then green. So from here we can see that the lowest bracket here again is 450 points. Now again, this data is sort of biased because IRCC releases data in sort of buckets, and here by this I mean that 450 points is nothing. As long as your score is 480 points or above, only then you have a chance of being invited. Anybody below that has a very low chance. Your only bet is PNP, but then that's it. So I mean, don't look at this 450. It's just a bracket released by IRCC. I think in essence it is 480 points and above. All right. So but again, we can see here the huge number is going to 600 points, which is, I think, the people going under PNP, and typically you should target like 485 points or 480, and if your score is below 480, then believe me, no agent, no consultant cannot do anything. There is no backdoor to the system. It's a simple, straightforward, points based system, and where like you qualify. I mean, see, eventually you will be eligible. Technically, you can be eligible until you're like ages 45 years of age, right? But we know that by experience, by numbers tell us, if you're like past 35, 38, forget it. You're not going to be invited. Very low chance. So technically, you are eligible to apply and remain in the pool forever, but you will not be invited. So the point is, as long as your score is below 480, then you have to be worried about it. You need to explore ways like improving your education, trying to score best in IELTS, maybe consider including your spouse if she has experience and education as well. So that's what you can do. But other than this, don't waste your money with these agents and consultants. They are mainly targeting people who are desperate to go to Canada, and this is where you lose money. All right, so with this, let's skip this chart. Actually, I have more to talk about. So let's talk about this one. It's same data, but it's like in a sort of table, and we can drill down to the stream or program. But here we can see that somehow Indians are the top like nation, the first nation maybe being invited into Canada, followed by Chinese, and then Nigerians, then UK people, and then Pakistanis. So these are like top 5 citizens moving into Canada, but Indians have a lion's share. Maybe you can see here is clearly more than 60%, right? So that's, again, I don't want to say, I'm not saying that this is sort of biased, but it seems that Indians are probably more smarter. They start the process much earlier in their age. And how I can say this? I can say so by looking at this data. So for example, when I drill down into Indian immigrants or applicants, we see that most of the people are going via CEC. And then some like, okay, so this year, look at this year, these 2 years, forget these last like quite old data. So look at 23, 22 and 21. So from 21, we see the trend is shifting away from FSW to CEC and then PNP. So what does it mean? What does it tell us? It tells us, at least in my opinion, that these guys moved into Canada as students and they completed their degrees or educational programs. As while they complete the programs, they also work part-time. Definitely, they are allowed to work legally. So that's, gives Indians an edge over other nationalities. So I mean, look at this. So if you look at this from employer point of view or the province point of view, these people, they have been there in Canada for like 3 years or 4 years of education with at least 2 years of experience. So they know the culture. They know, they are like local graduates. They have local experience. So they are the ideal people to be invited, right? So it's not the system is biased. It's just Indians are like, planning their stuff much earlier. And we can see the same trend with Chinese. They are going in as CEC, which requires local Canadian experience, and then they are going as PNP. So I'm sure they are also going in as students, and then they are finding PR route via CEC and PNP. Versus when I compare this to my nationality, we are like, going as a skilled worker, and the trend is going down all the way. We don't go in as students, I don't know why. And then again, PNP is the same story. But anyhow, the key takeaway from the whole discussion is, if you have to plan your immigration, do it early. Try to go in as a student, gain local experience, and then try to obtain PR or the permanent residence under the CEC. Or you can maybe apply for PGWP, which is postgraduate work permit. You have to make sure that the program you're signing is not a Mickey Mouse education program. It has to be something called PGWP eligible, right? So that gives you an edge over the candidates available, in the pool with IRCC. So with this, lastly, let's go to the last chart and let me fix it. All right, so this is basically stratification of all the candidates available in the pool as of 18th of April. And here we can see we have about 230,000 people waiting for invitations. And what is interesting actually, so when we look at the candidates who are having a score 480 plus, we can see they are just 6,000 people, or like 2.5% of the total population in the pool, right? So imagine if Canadians are going to invite like 1,000 people or like 2,000 people. So definitely they have the first ones to be invited, with a average cutoff these days is like 485 points, right? So these are the people who are going in for sure. While these people who dangle between 460 points to 480, they are in like 50 shades of gray. They may be invited if the cutoff drops below 480 points. Otherwise, they have to do something else. Like as I said, try to improve your IELTS score, maybe wait, maybe get a new course, upgrade your education. If you did not include your spouse, and if she has educational degree with experience as well, so maybe include her in the application. And there is a small trick: if you include her and then you select while you're submitting your profile to EE profile, I mean the Express Entry profile, there you can say I don't want to bring my wife for now, so you'll get some extra points, maybe a few, but sometimes even 1 point makes a difference when it comes to cutoff. Now these chaps shown in orange color, they are like below 460 points, and in my opinion their only hope is PNP. But again, PNP is about like 12 programs by state and province, and they have employer driven streams and whatnot. But the point is, all of these 12 streams, most of them, like at least 10, they require a valid job offer. And believe me, no employer will give you a job offer as long as you do not have local education or local experience. For example, I'm a director in a company, and even if I apply for manager or senior officer positions, all I get is just an email which is saying you do not match the profile, and I know why. So anyhow, so you guys now know the picture, right? So I hope my videos help you to plan your immigration, maybe for yourself. If not for yourself, then maybe for kids. In my case, I have lost hope. My second profile for Canada and Australia expired last month, and I don't want to waste my money taking stupid PTE academic test and IELTS as well. I find it quite insulting. I guess my education has been in English. I have an MBA degree from UK, so I take it quite seriously when I have to go every year for IELTS. So I don't want to apply again. So my only plan now is to save enough money so I might be able to send my children as a student, and then it's up to them to find a pathway to become PR, to obtain PR, and then become citizens. So that's all for now. I hope my videos helped. Thanks for watching, and if you think my work is good, please share the videos. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video. Bye.